The Match Ball.
Right then, welcome to the show. Let's hope to high heaven that this one is now working again at the third or fourth attempt of doing this. Who knows what works anymore? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Welcome to the show. Streaming live on YouTube exclusively for our TSB Plus members. You can watch it later. You can listen in your podcast app. It's brought to you with Levite Solicitors is the show. Michael?
Solicitors. Some people have been calling him. But I think they're a great bunch of lads and lasses who do a range of fine services.
Yes, so you wouldn't know it, but this is like the third attempt at doing the live stream. So I'm just going to change the website so it actually reflects the correct link so people can find it, and we will get on with the show. And what a show it's going to be.
If you want a 10% discount, speaking of links, levisolicitors.co.uk/the square ball. Right.
In some ways, I kind of wish it hadn't worked and we could all just go home.
Well, that was shite, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Rubbish.
Good point on the road.
Said Farker. Yeah. Let's see how many people agree with that. I don't think many. Particularly, it's a good point on the road if you've got like a 5-point cushion or something at this point. Yeah. And you can go, well. But, given it's the day we've dropped into third, Sheffield United are not yet in the lead, I don't think, but they soon will be.
What I will say is this, I feel like all my pain was poured out in the wake of the Swansea game, personally. So, whatever at this point, fine.
Yeah.
if this is the way it's going to be, this is the way it's going to be. So,
Yeah, I don't feel, well, it's that acceptance bit, isn't it?
Yeah. The acceptance stage.
It was very angry, wasn't it, post Swansea? And this is just like, right, yeah. I kind of, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I don't think I had any faith when they went up for 8 minutes of added time that we would score. I don't think you could have had much faith. Just so scrappy.
I mean, it was a bad game of football.
Yeah,
which is in one way pleasing because at least Sky's audience wasn't entertained. Because they don't deserve it.
It was attritional, but then again, we didn't expect anything else, did we? Do you think we handled the attritional nature of that game well enough?
Nope. Not really.
No, nor do I.
No.
But it's exactly the same thing as I mentioned in the wake of the Swansea game. Swansea getting up in our faces, and we didn't deal with it at all well, I didn't think. Because we are programmed not to play like that, and I don't think we can.
Still the chances to win. Farker might want to argue. The Solomon one at the back post is a big one, isn't it? Where James gets it all the way across to the back post, and it's kind of a good opportunity. And he does it bobble a little bit before it gets to him, or does he just
doesn't matter? He should score.
Yeah, it's not.
If Bamford had missed that, we wouldn't have heard the end of it. It'd be clipped and replayed over and over and over again.
Yeah,
and people clutching pearls about it. But whatever.
I mean, you can look at the Swansea game and say that Elan Meslier cost us points there, and you can look at that today and say that missed chance cost us a victory, because if you don't take your chances, you don't win football matches, do you?
Yeah,
it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And so if it is an attritional game where you only get one chance, you need to take it. So what can you do? What can you do? You're not going to go up like this.
And I don't think we did deserve to win, to be honest, on the balance of play. I think a draw's about right. It was basically a bad game, which neither team deserved to win.
Yeah. Burnley and Sheffield United both win that game without playing very well, and Leeds don't. And you can't really. A good team shouldn't have to play well to win.
Yeah, I'm just
certainly not at this level.
I just got the stats up actually. We managed 370 accurate passes. They managed 140. That's not a lot. We've managed like 500 in some games. So it just suggests there was an awful lot of kicking it.
I
to
don't
the opposition or smacking it long.
I don't think we've got a plan B, sadly. I think if our plan A
did you not enjoy the late flurry of fullbacks?
I don't think we've got a plan B.
No.
Well,
the plan B is, we saw it today, it was for the fourth year running, it was hope Pat Bamford's fit.
Yeah. And the symbolism attached to that is just, it's comical at this stage, isn't it? I suppose. Like the fact that you're relying on Bamford to come off the bench. And, it's no slight on Bamford, who I'm sure has not had
I thought it was all right.
A very fun time. Very fun time over the last couple of years, but neither have we, Patrick. We still haven't moved the narrative forward, and I cannot escape the fact that we did nothing in January when it's so obvious that all the chickens are now coming home to roost because they're tired, they've run out of ideas. It just needs that little bit of inspiration. You know, if there are 2 players on Solomon every time, do something else. Yeah, which happened. Do something else. Pass it to someone else. Have somebody else in there who can unlock a defence.
Yeah, we've not freshened it up in a while, have we? Really, not in a proactive way. We've made changes when people have been injured. I suppose the one today was Nonto coming in, and that didn't work, did it? Truth be told, he played very badly. I thought. Well, you struggle to see him play badly because he just didn't seem to be involved.
Did it not
get the
work
ball.
because of him, or did it not work because we were bullied for the first 45 minutes in the middle of the park?
The ball never even went there, did it, Chris? It was all down the left-hand side over and over and over again, which is not necessarily a bad thing because we know there's talent down that side in Firpo and Solomon, but, you know, mix it up a little bit, try and involve players in a different way.
While in between the end of the game and now, I was having a look at minutes played by Ao Tanaka and Manor Solomon, both whom I thought looked very, very tired. And this season is the most minutes that either of them have played in their career ever, which isn't surprising given it's a 46-game season. But there's still at least 6 games to play, potentially more.
Yeah.
And I'd have loved to have seen us sign someone in January. And I said it at the time, but would they not just probably be sitting there because Farke's already got it in his mind who he wants? We've an £11 million winger sitting doing nothing because after the game today, Farke said that he didn't like his attitude in duels, whatever that means.
What?
Yeah.
In duels?
Yeah.
Duels as in sparkly things?
No, as in when 2 people walk to a point and pull a gun out. And...
Oh, I thought maybe Jules was like the name of a 90s nightclub or something like that. He was in there giving it large.
Yeah, it was quite telling because it's felt like most of the season it's been Schmidt is been desperate not to use. Then it's like, he's now all of a sudden our winger option from the bench.
He played Ethan Ampadu at right back for half an hour against Derby once, just to avoid playing Isaac Schmidt.
Yeah, it's the same stuff, the same patterns, the same problems, isn't it? And you know, the season is not over. I think it's really important to stress that, but we're not doing anything to help ourselves at all, and that's really frustrating to see. To see Farke doing the same thing. You know, whoever you blame for it, I know, Chris, you've been happy to say the board needs to accept responsibility for not bringing people in January because that's been the pattern and the message, the mantra that's been put out for years now.
Yeah.
There are people who would have you believe that Farke didn't want to upset the balance in the squad because got a very delicate ecosystem there, and whoever takes responsibility for not moving in January, I suppose it has to be a collective responsibility, doesn't it? The club, I think, very much this is on them.
Yeah,
because it's so obvious, it's plain as day, and they treat us like idiots sometimes by talking down to us and saying, "You don't know what you're on about. Well, we can't do this, or we can't." Just do it. Just do it. Everybody else does. That's how you win promotion. Look at the other teams. Like Burnley have added goals. Sheffield United added players.
You can say you didn't want to disrupt the team, but sometimes teams need a bit of
the team's fucked
disruption as well. Yeah. Like having someone new come in to just freshen it up a little bit is not. It doesn't have to be a negative thing. As long as you're not signing like the world's biggest knobhead who's going to come in and cause arguments. If you can get someone in there who can just offer something a bit different or bring a bit of, I don't know, a bit of personality or spark to it or something, it just feels like we've gone nowhere with this. And that's talking personality wise. That's ignoring the fact that in January we all said we need a goalkeeper. Yeah. We could probably do with certainly a striker or a number 10, one of the two, and we didn't get him.
Yeah,
and here we are. I thought Darlow was okay today. That's one plus point. I thought he made a very good save. He seems less proactive on crosses and stuff than Melly is, which I actually didn't mind at all. He seemed more willing to stay on his line and just let defenders deal with it, and he'll pick up stuff when it comes near to him. And I thought that was actually fairly calm for the most part.
He did very normal goalkeeper-y stuff, which is good. I was on the transfers thing. Obviously, I think it's the board, but we don't really only Farke speaks, and whenever Farke talks about transfers, you can't really believe much of what he's saying, or you can't put your whole faith into it because he basically has to toe the line because no one else takes any accountability. It's not like it is in Germany or Italy or Spain where the sporting director comes out and does a press conference nearly every week, or especially during the transfer windows. When was the last time Parag Marath spoke publicly?
Yeah, it's been a long while.
Was it not after the playoff final last year?
Yeah.
Has he said anything since then?
I'm trying to think if there's been, because occasionally stuff gets leaked to well, I say leaked, briefed to like preferred journalists, doesn't it? But even that's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's too busy buying Rangers. All that's going on at the minute as well. Angus Kinnear's off to Everton in the summer. Kinnear Marat's buying Rangers. It's just focus on the job at hand.
I think that's possibly a bit unfair. I can't speak for them, but I think they are focused on the job at hand. I think the problem is the strategy is wrong. That's it, unfortunately. And whoever is responsible for it now looks arrogant by not moving, thinking you know better than the established fact that we've run out of steam. Like the players have run out of steam. So you either need to rotate it or introduce new players or whatever you need to do. And we're doing none of it. We did none of it. We did all the same stuff again.
Yep.
And these are the results of it. And so you almost can't analyse today on its own merits to a certain extent.
And I suppose from the board's point of view, they would point to the fact that the accounts show from last year we were the highest wage bill to ever not go up, and we look like we're probably going to achieve that again the way it's going. So for all that Farke can say he's had these 2 great years, this great record, so however many points it'll be accumulate, 180 points it'll end up being accumulated across 2 seasons. The main fact will be that the 2 highest ever wage bills to not be promoted will both have been Daniel Farke teams.
Yeah.
The way it stands.
And we hired him as a promotion specialist. And this is the time of year when you expect someone who is a promotion specialist to make things happen. And he did it in his 2 seasons with Norwich. For the first time they went up, they only lost like 1 game from February onwards.
Yeah.
And it's fallen apart the same way that it did this time last year. All the players are knackered.
I was going to say they always have a late season fall off to Norwich, though, but they're normally promoted by that point.
Yeah.
So yes, it's the method that fails. It's funny we're saying this, like we're 18 minutes into the Oxford-Sheffield United game, and I'm looking at the momentum graph, and it's all Oxford. Oxford absolutely dominating that game. So I look forward to Sheffield United's second half 1-0 winner. It just
to grind it out.
It's just where we are. That's what you
Burnley,
need to do. Yeah.
I mean, we're talking of the Burnley game. It's not Meslier today, but a goalkeeper has effectively ruined our day again, hasn't it? If you see the second Burnley goal, wow.
Yeah, it's bad, isn't it?
What is he doing? Keeper's going to come out of his box and then just shat himself, basically, and let them take the ball off him and score. It's very strange.
Rothwell's out for 4 matches.
Yeah.
Great.
Back for the playoffs. Keep him fit for those.
Yeah.
I think I was advocating during that game, wasn't I? Giving them all a few weeks off. Riding focus on the playoffs. Send
the under-18s out.
Maybe not for the ones that played today. I think their heads might be a little low after. Is it finished 13-1 in the end?
13-1, yeah.
Just a 13-1 defeat. Not bad.
Just dip into some of the comments that are popping up on the stream. Yeah, as James is sort of saying there, how pointless is the 90-point thing if you need 95 to get up now?
Yeah,
it's absolutely true. Yeah, dealing with it in the abstract and going, well, if we get 2 points per game, that should be enough. No, you've got to play the ball as it lies, haven't you?
Like we scored 3 goals. Didn't they score 4? Yeah, but still, 3 goals. Come on. It's good. It's pretty good normally. It's like, yeah, but not when it needs, not enough. Some of Farke's comments, I still feel we have a great chance. I see the reaction of the lads. We dig in. We have lost 1 game in 24. Hard to beat us. Fewer draws would have been better. But again, it's irrelevant, isn't it? You're stripping it out of the seasonal context. Yeah. And as it stands, we've won 23. Sheffield United have won 26. So, we're not. We can't make that argument about it. The league table is as it is. Sheffield United have had points deducted as well. You've got to remember. So they are actually in terms of points won, they are clear at the top already, even without today's game. I mean, Daniel Farke is obviously going to say positive things in the wake of a game like that because that is his demeanour. But to say that that's a point earned at this stage of the season when this is all at stake, it feels a little bit churlish, doesn't it? And it just makes him look stupid, I think. Yeah, and saying they were a Premier League team last year, but they're shit.
23rd.
Yeah, they've won 10 games all season.
Yeah,
they are not a good team.
Yeah, and if we'd
just go and beat them,
if we'd had enough about us today, we would have done. Yeah, and we don't because we've run out of ideas, sadly.
But at the same time, he isn't just going to go out and say
we're fucked.
All my players are shit. I don't think we're going to go up, and I don't know what to do.
But
he's not going to say that.
He's not, but I would point to the example of like Ramazani, for example, who, as you say, is like £10.5 million, £11 million winger on the bench in the Championship, who's not getting used based on what? One challenge, is it? Is it based on one challenge?
He was quite bad when he came on last week, but
could that be because he's never played, Chris?
He doesn't play very much, and yeah, I don't know. It's sort of at the point of no return with a player like that. Because we were talking before we came on and saying, like, if they've not really played, how can you just throw them in at this point of the season and expect them to impact the game?
Which I think is how Farke sees it.
Yeah,
he sees it. Well, I can't use him now because he doesn't have any impact. But then you've not managed him in at all. You've not rotated,
and you're just flogging James and Solomon week after week.
Yeah,
and they're going off, and the international duty comes around. They go off and they play then, and then they come back and they play more or less every minute again for us. It's like you can see why maybe they have dropped off a bit from their peak because they play pretty much every minute of every game. It feels like.
Yep.
And the point of having Nonto and Ramzani was like, oh, so we have options, but the option is for bring him on for the last 20 minutes, which is not necessarily all that useful.
It's interesting looking like the WhatsApp groups and stuff that we're in, and the sort of general reaction. I don't think this team is shot. I don't think it is. I just think it just doesn't have enough in it now. I think we've fallen off at the wrong time.
Yeah,
I don't think we're completely shy. We've still got goals in us. That's, we will fight, but maybe not quite hard enough. Maybe we don't attack quite enough, and it's just because they're just running out of steam because the rotation hasn't happened, the recruitment didn't happen. It's all right there, isn't it? Like, we're not a terrible team. We're obviously one of the best teams in the division, but when the goings got tough, unfortunately, we've fallen off, and it feels like that's the reasons why. I don't know about you.
It just feels very stale, doesn't it, at the moment?
Yeah, it's not over at all, but we've left ourselves with so little margin for error now.
Yeah.
Which, despite having a 7-point lead after beating Sheffield United.
Yeah, it's a third, yeah. It was 5 points over Sheffield United, 7 points over Burnley, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it becomes now that we need to go to, of this week, I would have said we needed 4 points probably from the Luton and Middlesbrough games, would have been like my kind of minimal target on it.
Yep.
Which means we now roll into midweek needing a win in what's our toughest remaining game.
But it cranks it all up, doesn't it? It just cranks all the pressure higher and higher and higher, and understandably makes the fan base more and more nervous, more and more annoyed. But, I mean, it is football. You can go and win these games. You draw against an attritional Luton side that's fighting to stay up, and then, Middlesbrough in the form of their life. You could see us going there and getting hammered. You could also see us going there and winning because football's stupid like that. But I've got zero faith in relying on the quirks and foibles of football at this point. You've got to earn it, and I feel like we haven't earned it. Just feel like we haven't.
No, we've got what we deserved, really, because I know we should have beaten Swansea, given the leads we had in it and the mistakes that were made, but we didn't particularly deserve to win that game. Like we didn't play well, did we? There've been games this season where we have drawn, like, you can look at opening day of the season against Portsmouth. Yeah, we should have won that. Undoubtedly we should. We had loads of chances. They had virtually no chances. Crashed one in from 25 yards. Like, we were unlucky in that, albeit some bad defending and goalkeeping at points. But that Swansea wasn't that. Swansea was us almost getting away with it.
Yeah, just underperforming. When was the last all-round good 90-minute performance? Watford, probably. Because against the two games against Sunderland and Sheffield United, Leeds weren't really great for large stretches of that game.
Yeah.
And even Millwall, which is the other win from that period, was 45 minutes and then just nothing really after that.
Yeah, that's one of the few crumbs of comfort, I think, looking ahead to the Middlesbrough game, is that they will likely come and attack us a little bit, and maybe that just helps us a tiny bit. I don't know. As I said after the Swansea game, it feels to me like all bets are off now. There's no point in trying to predict anything. You just got to take it a game at a time, and if we get there in the end, then great, we have done. But they've done everything to completely derail themselves. I think the whole thing it's a shame. It's a shame. It's entirely predictable.
Get it on the club crest. Leeds United.
It's a shame.
It's a shame.
Yeah. But again, it's just, you see it coming a mile off. In January, people are saying act upon the things, the clear shortcomings in the squad. But I'm just going round and round on the same points now. That's really all I've got to say about
That's
it.
the thing. But you come out of that, and then you get to the end of February we've beaten Sheffield United, and people are going, "Oh, we probably didn't need anyone actually, did we?" But then, here we are a few weeks further on, and you're like, "God, I wish we had someone else."
Yeah. Although of the other teams who did spend, the only player I think has made a proper impact is Burton Diaz.
What's his face at Burnley? He's doing well, apparently.
Is he?
Yeah, the Burnley fans, from listening to them for propaganda, they said he's making a difference in terms of their attacking.
It's added goals, hasn't it? That's the thing. It's added. The thing that they were lacking was enough attacking threat, so they added attacking threat.
Yeah.
Burton Diaz, I would have taken if the option was there, definitely.
Yeah, or Edwards. Tom Cannon, no. But we didn't have to sign him. It's not like he was the only player. He was not the only footballer available. We could have gone outside of those. There is a large recruitment department. They must have someone on some list somewhere who could have improved us at that point. If they were thinking, we'll keep a powder dry for the Premier League.
Fucking idiotic again.
How's that working out for you?
Yeah, we can't end up lumbered with players who are not good enough for the Premier League. You're going to be in the Championship again at this rate, you clowns.
Yeah. Worry about that when you get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I understand the point of not filling, because like Sheffield United squad, for example, it's not even vaguely equipped to stay up, I wouldn't say, in the Premier League. And the players they've signed are probably not good enough for that. But, worst case scenario, they'll go up, collect the money, come back down and get to have another go at it.
Yeah.
And you kind of can build again off it, can't you? Whereas if we don't go up, we're looking at a major rebuild, a wage bill that'll have to be slashed in half probably.
Yeah. Well, you lose another £20 million worth of parachute payments, plus we're still on the hook for a load of transfer shit, cash-wise, this summer. So, great fun. He said it again, lads, 100% sure that this team will play in the Premier League.
Yeah, I don't think I'm that sure. I've got to be honest, Daniel.
Did he say when?
This team or this club?
Did he say if he'd be there for it? Or
he didn't mention that.
We're in it at the end of that good run. Kind of thinking Farke was almost. I was thinking we were going up, and I was, from being a bit doubtful of him, I was almost thinking Farke's proved himself in this little run that he's worth a go in the Premier League. Whereas this little run,
100% not,
puts me very much more in the mind of, even if we do get up, just get someone better in.
Yeah,
like I'm a bit sick of this.
Unfortunately, the do plan A better doesn't apply to every coach, does it? And we've seen time and time again that sticking with vibes in the squad and doing this over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And it ain't baby.
And it's really stacked in his favour this season. Last year, you can say we had the big wage, but you can point to the good players we had. But I do accept the start of the season was difficult. There was a lot of churn. There were still key players being sold as the season was getting underway, and there wasn't maybe the squad depth there. The balance wasn't there. A lot of that was fixed in summer.
But also, it's the same for every club, particularly those that come down.
Yeah, of course it is.
And Sheffield United and Burnley seem to have made a decent fist of it. And
Burnley lost loads of players this season, didn't
struck
they?
at opportune moments.
Start of the season, half their squad disappeared. And they've rebuilt and they're going again, and Scotty Parker's the man. Yeah, it seems. Although I still wouldn't like him at Leeds, weirdly.
Yeah, I do remember whenever Farke, just before Farke got the job, they were sort of saying it was him or Scott Parker. And you're going, oh, God, if those are the choices, it's obviously Daniel Farke.
Yeah. I mean, apparently Farke didn't want Brereton Diaz, did he? He was offered the chance, would you like him? It's like, just, you know what? Is there an argument for warm bodies, Daniel? Maybe? Because you don't seem to like some of the bodies that are in the squad at the minute.
No.
Yeah.
He just wants to see Dan James and Solomon tired.
Yeah.
It's all he lives for. Tanaka, he wants to see his legs crumble. Speaking of which, Pascal went off injured as well, didn't
he?
Yeah. Didn't look good.
No.
I saw the little video of him limping at full time.
It's like his foot and ankle, it seemed to be, didn't it? He was nursing. And Joe Rothwell's out. I imagine Bamford's picked up a knock. It wouldn't be genuinely though. Would it be a surprise if Farke's presser? It's like
we're assessing Patrick.
He picked up a little knock in the appearance at the weekend, and everyone goes, "Oh, that's happened again."
I don't know. I thought he looked quite good.
I did think he looked good, but it's just his fitness is not really to be relied upon, is it?
Yeah. If we're at the point now where we're going, well, Bamford is coming back. Like, oh Jesus.
Yeah.
There is still distance left to run in this season, thankfully, mercifully, or not, depending on which way you want to look at it.
Loads of distance.
The more extreme reaction to this current run of form, which is now is our worst of the season, by the way, by a good few points, is to get rid of him and bin him off and get someone else for the playoffs. Would you even entertain that, as mad as it sounds?
Well, as in the lost tapes before we came on earlier, I was looking at the managers available at the minute on transfer market.
The lost tapes.
And there's quite a few. There's a few where you're like, well, obviously Joachim Low or Max Allegri aren't going to, or Xavi aren't going to take the Leeds job. But like Gary O'Neill is available. I don't know. Is that a thing? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Sean Dyche were those players?
Right, we've been asked about the dickhead ref segment by Mr. Dodo. Is it even worth getting into that? It's just a fairly standard championship referee performance, I thought. Annoyed me at points, seemed to wind their crowd up needlessly about I'm not sure what.
He just refused to book Carlton Morris.
Yeah, he was being a prick all game, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was called Bramall and he's from Sheffield. Makes you think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it was. It was very middle of the road championship.
Yeah.
No major. My complaints were all with Leeds United. Not him.
Sounds like a J.K. Rowling character, doesn't it? Bramall from Sheffield. Well, we go again on Tuesday. You want another game quick off the back of the Swansea game. Michael didn't get one. We've got Middlesbrough away on Tuesday. Are you looking forward to that?
No. If you want the truth.
Right.
No. I'm looking forward to it being over. I'm not looking forward to it.
The problem is, it being over gets, if we don't do this the right way, it gets extended out again like last season. I was so jaded by the end of last season. I was like, I just need this to stop, and it ain't going to stop. It'll carry on.
Till the 24th of May, is it this year?
Is it all on
on a Saturday this
all
year?
on the dickhead ref, by the way? We're done.
I don't think there was a huge amount in it, was there? There was... did he do anything wrong in particular?
No, I don't think there was that much controversy about all of it.
No, I don't really.
Yeah.
Russell Martin's available.
Jesus. Yeah, I suppose so.
Getting Farke's nemesis. All right, and there's a good question from Andrew. What does Farke need to change to get maximum points from here? His approach to the game of football?
Honestly, it's not that it's too late, but I feel the mistakes have been made earlier. And it becomes harder to recover from them now because you almost wished he'd done something a month ago to change it rather than now.
So I was getting at, I think it was the Swansea match ball. Like, it feels he gets more and more embedded in his method, and therefore the reluctance to change it becomes greater and greater because it looks like he's been reactive. Yeah.
If we can win our 3 home games and win at least one of the away games, maybe draw the other 2, you're in with a shout.
Yeah.
Because those 2 still have to play each other, and they can obviously win all of their other games, but I just don't think that they will.
No.
So,
although,
yeah, I think whenever we played Watford and an element of Coventry too, especially that Watford game, they're a little bit more balanced. Leeds were a little bit more willing to sit back and let them come at them. Obviously, if you do that to a club like Luton, they're just not going to really engage. But if you just try and hit teams in the counter attack a little bit more. And we did joke about the balls over the top to Dan James, but it is a legitimate tactic. He's that quick.
It was quite... Today, maybe it didn't work as well because I don't know the measurements of it, but it feels like a small pitch, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Luton, like I don't know if it's the camera angle as much as anything, but it feels like it was just a really crowded, like, lumps of players all over the pitch today. There was never any space to run into, was there?
Just as we round this one off, I will say this. So there's a guy called Matt who's on Twitter who has been retweeted by a few people. It's about the quote about duels and not using larger because he's not very reliable in duels. As Matt has quote tweeted this saying, it's quite the quote when we have picked Aronson solidly for 4 months, who's terrible in duels. Terrible. He does a lot of other stuff. A lot of the old running around, as we know.
And Pirro.
Yeah.
We don't even mention Pirro, have we, today?
Absolute 0 out of 10 performance.
Yeah, stinker. Brilliant. A stinker. It was bad. Again, all through the middle was bad. Nonto and Pirro invisible. Tanaka not really on it. Ampadu, I think, looked better than he did against Swansea, which was maybe a slight crumb of comfort.
But just no fluidity.
No.
Which you could expect under the circumstances to an extent, but we didn't. I don't think we imposed ourselves on that game.
No. There was no control.
No.
Yeah, it was very, very scrappy, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, another one chalked off. What's that? 40 games done, 6 to go, plus the rest.
Yeah. Who's it looking like in the playoffs? Bristol currently in there. They're winning 2-0, so they're at least that's keeping Frank Lampard out of the playoffs. That'd be
so that final home game of the season, which, by the way, fuck off Sky Sports, moving that to a Monday night. Yeah. Although, good to keep a dead rubber out of the way before we get into the playoffs.
Indeed. That'll be a nice little rehearsal for the playoffs, won't it?
Well, I mean, let's hope not. Let's hope not.
Yeah, Bristol City are all right. They were quite solid against us at Ashton Gate. Rafael Benitez is available. Anyone's interested?
Is he still active? I don't know.
In what way?
Well, when did he last have a job?
Hey, he's been asked, is Tanaka soft? Yes, he was soft in the build-up to that. I actually made that in my notes.
Yeah, he was, wasn't
he was beaten twice in the build-up to that goal when they broke on us. Nonto as well was beaten to a tackle. So 3 of them had 3 opportunities to... Yeah,
because Nonto loses the edge of the box. They break. Tanaka doesn't deal with it.
Yeah. And Dan James, we haven't even really talked about the goal. I was going to say he did the thing that we've told him not to do for ages because he was useless at it. So well done, Dan James. Yeah.
Well, he stepped up and made something happen whenever nobody else really seemed interested or capable.
Yeah. Good finish. They, on reflection, will no doubt say they left him far too much space because you can clearly see where they were almost inviting him to put it there, weren't they?
He is a generational talent, but sadly, he's a big softie when it comes to Kenilworth Road.
We're also running him into the ground as well, playing him quite a lot. And yeah, you just wonder if there's a little bit of experience there to just go, right, I'm going to lose this ball here, so I'll just put it out for a throw-in rather than risk allowing this counter-attack to happen.
Oxford 1-0 up.
Won't last.
It is the hope that kills you.
It is the hope that kills you. That is a perfect moment to end the show. We'll see what happens from here. We can watch that unfold a little bit on extra time. Thank you for joining us on the multiple attempts at streams, members. Apologies for it not working. It was the classic rebooting everything. Seemed to fix it.
Turn it off and on again.
Turn it off and on again, and it worked. So yeah, thank you for sticking with us on that one. In the audio version, we'll do some extra time for you now. A little bit of bonus chat. Not sure how fruitful that will prove, but we will see. thesquareball.net/plus if you want to become a member. And we're going to speak to Bryn Law on Monday to debrief all this ahead of him heading off to the Riverside on Tuesday. So we will see you.
The Match Ball.